So I was talking about I've been enterprise software for about 15 years, leading the post-sales organization in multiple startups in the past 10 years. Currently, I lead the MaintainX client success department. So everything in the post-sales, professional services, customer success, customer support, customer education. Joined the company 2 years ago to build a team up. When I joined, it's about 100 people. Right now, it's about 550 people. So extremely hyper-growth. I joined the post-sales team is about 12 people. Right now, we have about 110. Over 50 of them are in professional services. Prior to MaintainX, same thing. I have been in multiple companies like Deal, Lever. I was the first post-sales leader, really building out that post-sales onboarding client success renewal function in there. Now, the next 25 minutes, I'll be talking about how do we scale it. Before I do that, though, I want to do a number check. How many people here are in a Series A company? Not many. B? Some, all right. C? D? Post D. And the people who didn't put their hands up, C stage or IPO? Okay, so some of them are there. Now, I will speak from sort of the experience of the last 4 companies I was in where I was scaling the company from that 1 million ARR to post 100 million ARR. I always like to start with a very simple 3x3 grid. So I'll talk about the people, a couple points about the people, I'll talk about the process, a couple points about the process, and then I'll talk about the technology. I am going to challenge all of you on, if you don't remember everything I said today, that's okay, but pick one point that you can go back and implement with your team. Just one. I'm not asking for more than one. Pick one that you feel that's the most relevant to your organization. Go back today, try to implement that. So let me start with people. Okay. Fundamentally, professional services is an organization all about people. The people you hire, the people that you develop, the people that you're trying to grow. The first thing that I always talk about was, what is your culture and identity? Okay. When I first joined a startup a couple years ago, building my first team, I don't really have an idea. So I'm like, we need people to do onboarding, right? We need people to do implementation. So I'm going to hire people, put a job posting. I don't have ChatGPT back in the day, so I searched, I Google search, I copy and paste, put it somewhere, start hiring people. Okay. The mistake I made was I never built an identity and culture for the team. When the culture was developed, it's already too late. Okay. So the question I have to you is, what are the 3 words you will use to describe your current PS org? Write it down. Think about 3 words that you use to describe it. If you have a hard time to write it down, start thinking about it. What are the teams trying to build? Also think about what are the 3 words that your internal teams, sales team, CSMs, support, and what are the 3 words your customer will be using to describe your team? Okay. Reason I'm saying that, critical, Jeff Bezos said one thing. He's like, your brand is not what people say. Your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. Okay. What is the brand of your implementation, of your integration, of your professional services? MaintainX, we make it very simple. We are a software for frontline workers. We are a software for engineers. So we hire engineers. We hire people from the front line. We try to make sure that customer understand you are paying a professional service fee to talk to somebody who come from industry. Second thing that we're trying to do as well is we want to make sure that people have the relevant experience. So not only being an engineer, but they have been a frontline worker, right? Because that's our software. Now, it may apply to some company, right? If you are a very verticalized software. It may not apply, but think about what are the 3 words that 10 years later, people look back and use that to describe your company's PS organization. Okay, so start with the people, culture. Second thing that I get asked a lot of time was, when do we start to talk about job leveling? Mistake I made, I keep talking about my mistake. Mistake I made also was the early days in my career, I let the company grow organically, okay? And I will tell you that it may work in Series A, maybe early B. By the time you get to Series C to D to 100 million to 500 million ARR, it starts to break. A lot of leaders were like, you know what, I'm going to wait for HR. We don't have an HR function. I'm going to wait till a strong HR leader to come in, then build it out. Okay? I highly recommend everyone do not wait. It's never too early to design your job leveling, your job families. Okay? It's never too late to define what is your competency of each of the roles. So again, our PS organization, when I joined, 5, 8, 10 people, growing to 50, should be about 80 people very soon. And what we did, you probably can't see it, we clearly defined every single role. What is our competency model per role? What is good? What is great? What is below average? And I'm telling you, you don't need to wait for HR. You can use ChatGPT, right? They will do the research for you, but build something out as a baseline. If you're in Series A and early B, do it. Okay? You may modify it, but you need your team to have an identity, and then you need your team to have a path forward. Okay, third thing about the people, performance management. It sounds harsh. One of my implementation team manager told me, she told me that I'm afraid to tell you who doesn't do well. Because whenever I say that, you put that person on PIP. Okay, they're kind of scared. It's like, I don't want to fire people. I am a true believer that performance management starts from day one. So MaintainX, again, we have high Glassdoor score, so it's not like we're cutthroat, but one thing that I care a lot was if your implementation PS team is your first point of contact after people pay, and you have someone that's mediocre, I'm sorry, but you're not doing your job right as a leader. Right? So think about performance management. Now, I'm not saying that you should like score people on every single call, but do you have a process? We do. 30 days into your role, you have an exam. You got to pass it. So we know at least that you did your work. You can deliver. You have the product knowledge. 60 days, 90 days in, we have mentored the pod to shadow every code you have. We put a survey out. People on the shadowing will give you a score, but most importantly, tell you the way to improve. 90 days, we are 100% certain you're good, you'll take care of the customer by yourself, and then we have different leveling of skill set. So I'm not talking about you need to performance manage people, but think about, do you wait till 6 months? Do you wait till 12 months? And you're like, the person's not doing well. He scored 2 out of 5. Maybe we then think about the PIP, right? If you're going through hyperscale, performance management start from day one. Cool? Easy? Okay, so 3 things about people: culture, career matrix, performance management. Now, let's talk about process a little bit. One of the mistakes that I see as a post-sales leader was people are siloed, especially for every single department in post-sales, into this is what my team do, and this is what outside of my team do. Okay, we make fun of the sales leaders. I don't know if there's any people, sales leader here. We make fun of sales leader about you're throwing the stuff off the fence, right? You sold a bad deal. Oh my God, I can't approve this. This is bad. They just throw it over the fence. How many times do we throw stuff over the fence too? Maybe to support, maybe to CS, maybe to account management, right? So first thing I always challenge people on was, do you have a very clearly defined customer journey? Again, I'll share the deck. You can take the picture, but every single stage, this is like the highest level. Then we have like 3 different slides from high touch, low touch, tech touch. Each of them map out the touch point as a company, as every single team, not just as a PS organization. Then we think that we look into every single stage and we say, all right, that's a stage that's owned by implementation or CSM or AE or account manager, and do we know exactly which step we do and where does your PS fit into that journey? Okay, so think about your customer journey, think about where your PS fit into that, build it from there, versus all you think about was, sales handoff to project go live, right? That's not good enough, because then you get pulled into, I think we're just talking about pilot. We just talk about POCs. You get pulled into that. Oh my God, it's outside of it. I don't know what's going on, right? Understand your customer journey. If you don't, build it out yourself. KPIs. I feel like the whole day we've been talking about KPIs, KPIs, KPIs.